This episode is sponsored by The Break Room, downtown's best spot for a hot lunch every business day.
On this episode, Tradepost Entertainment, Safe Kids Day, United Way's Women United,
your weekend fun forecast,
The Great Gatsby at Topeka Civic Theater, and O'Hara Plumbing.
Folks, I got a couple of really awesome guys here from Tradepost Entertainment. We're talking to Travis Youngblood and Ryan Hansen. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, you guys have 12 stores. Now, I remember, and to date myself here, I remember when the stores opened, and that was really cool. The first one was on Wanamaker in Topeka back in '98, and it grew. Tell us a little bit about how we got to from where point A to point B here with this company.
Well, yeah, the company started in 1998. The founder had this passion for music and CDs, and there was nothing in the market at the time that you could trade, buy, sell, and trade all in one place. Mm-hmm. And so that was really the seed that Tradepost started with. Mm-hmm. And since then, we have grown. We are 12 stores now. We buy, sell, and trade a variety of entertainment products, movies, music, video games, and we're getting into a lot of really exciting products too.
Excellent.
In the near future. And even today, we're testing a lot of new things that we haven't ever done before.
All right. Ryan, you worked for the company for about 10 years now, so Tell us how the industry has evolved. It's changed business a bit and how you've had to go from point A to point B there as well.
Oh, absolutely. With when you sell music, movies, and games, that media is constantly changing with every new release that comes out, especially with video games. Mm-hmm. Video game systems are constantly coming out and being updated, and so you have to stay abreast to all the changes. You have to be able to become knowledgeable in every new system that comes out, the games available for it, and same with CDs and now with MP3s. And we got into selling used MP3 players as well. And so we had to become knowledgeable on all of that technology in order to keep up with customer demand, because that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I remember it started out just as CDs, you know, in the very first store. Then I remember it went into DVDs and added to that, and then we got into gaming, and just the technology is changing constantly. How do you keep up with it?
Slowly but surely, you watch the trends, you see what's coming out, you see where things are headed, and then you try as hard as you possibly can to stay on that same path and try to keep ahead of where everything's going.
All right, so what's kind of on the future? What are we looking at as for the evolution of Tradepost Entertainment?
As you mentioned, you know, staying abreast of technology and up with what's going on. One thing that we really struggled with was when everything went digital for music, and iTunes really revolutionized music, and people started just downloading, and they didn't really want to buy CDs as much. And something that we've really fell in love with is vinyl records. And so we've started, it's better than digital. If you're 14 to 24, you're probably buying records. And every new release comes out on vinyl now. And so we are really moving in that direction a lot. So I think in the next year, you're going to see Tradepost be the coolest record store in any of our markets. So we're going to carry lots of vinyl.
That's spectacular, and you're buying vinyl as well, so people can bring it in if they've got it.
We haven't gotten into used yet. It's really complicated. So
I know a lot of people. I've got some old vinyl. I don't know how well I've taken care of it. You have to sit there and listen to the whole thing in order to run it. That'd be complicated, I would bet.
Yeah, that's really one of the big challenges, is figuring out how to grade vinyl when it comes in, and then know what to buy and what not to buy. So the biggest pitfall in businesses like ours is, people have loads of stuff at home that's collecting dust, and they'll bring in boxes of it. And so we try and be really smart about knowing what we can buy and then sell later on.
You don't necessarily have to go on eBay and look for something, and you don't know what you're going to get, and then you're never going to be able. You don't have a place to return or do whatever, and just to be there, just to have it available for you to walk in, pick it up, and go. It's such a wonderful, tool to be able to use in our local communities. And you're employing 100 people at 12 stores. That's pretty darn awesome.
It's a lot of fun. We enjoy having a large staff, a large local staff, and being a local employer.
Well, you guys have done some great work. I really do appreciate you coming by and telling us all about it. We hope, of course, we've got the downtown store. We've got the store on Wanamaker here if you're in Topeka. 5 stores in Wichita. What were the other stores? What were the areas? Because we cover this northeast Kansas area here when we're talking.
Salina, Junction City, and then in Omaha, Nebraska, and Council Bluffs, Iowa.
There you go, folks. Check it out. It's Tradepost Entertainment. I thank you so much. That's Ryan Hansen and Travis Youngblood here joining us. I really do appreciate you coming by and telling us all about it. I'm joined by my friend Cherie Sage. She's the statewide director of Safe Kids, and we're talking about Safe Kids Day at the Topeka Zoo. How you doing, Cherie?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. It's always a pleasure to see you. Keeping those kids safe, right?
Oh, doing my level best.
As much as you can, right? All right, well, we have Safe Kids Day at the Zoo coming up as a second annual. Tell us about this thing.
Well, this is now an annual event, we can officially say, and the focus of this day is not just unintentional injury prevention, which is the focus, is the mission of Safe Kids Kansas, but also looking at child safety, health, and wellness. So we're bringing all of our friends that day to the zoo, so families can come in and go to interactive booths and learn all sorts of things about safety and health and nutrition and wellness. And we're making it a fun day. We have lots of entertainment going on. We've got Making Moves that's going to be coming in. We have children's yoga. Kansas Ballet Academy is going to come in and do several small performances. We have Westar Energy is coming and doing a really cool electrical safety demonstration, which they did last year, and it was very wildly popular. So we're really excited to have so many people coming in. We'll also have around 250 free bicycle helmets. First come, first serve, so you want to get there early. But we do need the child to be present because we do actually have our cycle savvy volunteers who will fit them on the child and make sure that they are going to fit well and be protective. But those are at no charge. So again, that's going to be while supplies last. So come for that.
Good. That's again the second annual Safe Kids Day at the Zoo. I'm saying this again so people can write it down, get it in their calendars, make sure they do that. It's the 25th of April from 9 to 3 at the world famous Topeka Zoo in Gage Park. So get that down there, check it out, get a bicycle helmet, enjoy all the fun, and see all the animals. Tell them hi, because you'll be there.
Really, you're getting the whole zoo experience. It's just it's a value-added day.
Absolutely. Wonderful things happening here in Topeka, and thank you so much, Cherie Sage, for joining us, the State Director of Safe Kids Kansas. You're going to be there, I know. You're going to be there.
I'm going to be
maybe
there.
I'll drop by, see you, because it was fun.
I
had so much.
love to have you there.
Very cool, very cool. Very good. Well, get those helmets, kids. I need a helmet, so maybe I'll come and get one.
Well, come and get one.
Am I too big of a kid?
No, you're not.
All right. Thanks a lot, Cherie. Folks, we have a couple of great guests from the United Ways Women United. We have Martha Bartlett Piland here and Becky Linquist. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you here. We're talking about a program that, Martha, you started 10 years ago, and it's been 10 years. Now, how could you do this? How could you start this when you were 17 years old? That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm a child prodigy.
Very good, very good. Okay, so what is Women United?
Well, Women United is a program, a special fund separate from other United Way funds that is set aside specifically to help women and children who find themselves in some kind of a special need that can't be answered anywhere else. It could be a personal crisis, or it could be something that would help them with a life-changing event. And we started this back when I was the campaign chair for United Way's community-wide campaign chair 10 years ago. And when I came to the campaign, I was really a different kind of campaign chair. Typically, before me, there were people who were leaders of a big corporation, and with that could also come some major corporate gifts. And I, as a small business owner, knew that I needed to bring something different to the campaign. And part of that was my entrepreneurial spirit, the fact that I was a woman, and that was fairly unique at that time for campaign chairs. And I noticed that around the country, women's giving circles were popping up where women were coming together and saying, how can I create some impact for a special need of my community that's not being met anywhere else? And I said, that's what I want to do. That's going to be my legacy to the campaign. Besides helping provide the leadership for this important work, we're going to start a women's giving circle. And so I asked 13 other women, would they join me in putting together flesh and bones on this program. And every single one of them I called said yes. So that was really exciting, telling them, I want to do this, will you join with me? And they all said yes.
And so encouraging, so you don't feel like you're way out in left field here for wanting to do something.
Exactly,
right? Of course,
exactly. They were excited. So we met in May, and we quickly got things together, and we awarded our first grant in December of 2005.
What was that first grant? Do you remember?
The first grant, I believe, was for a little boy who had a severe hearing impairment and needed hearing aids. And in school, he had some hearing aids that he could wear, but he always had to leave them behind. So, at the end of the school year, it's time for him to go home for summer, and he was trying to surreptitiously leave school with his hearing aids. And the teacher noticed and said, you know, you can't take those with you. And he was so devastated because he knew he wouldn't be able to hear all summer long. And as we know, hearing is a really important part of learning. And even though you're not in school, you're learning from your parents and through other people.
Sure.
And so a teacher noticed what was happening, and she intervened and contacted us and asked, would there be a way that we could help? And so Women United was able to help fund hearing aids for this little boy so that he would be able to hear all the time.
How exciting.
Perfect story for your first story. Perfect. Becky, how does this fit in with the United Way's mission here?
Well, United Way has, we hope the community is fairly familiar by now, changed a little bit of how we do our work. We really try to invest the donor dollars strategically to make the biggest impact for changing future need, for reducing future need. And so it really ties in with basic needs and with critical needs and with emergency needs. We still have a third of our budget that goes directly to basic needs, and then we divide the rest up, volunteers divide the rest up, I should say. All the decisions are made by volunteers. And they divide things up between health, education, and income stability. So with the basic needs piece, this United Way, or this Women United Fund, is a great fit because it really meets some critical needs. But the work that we've done otherwise is not so much just the individual person being able to come and ask. And so that's a great opportunity for them to be able to get a needs addressed.
And Martha, how does this whole thing work? What are the mechanics behind it?
Well, typically, if someone has a need, they may go to a social service agency asking for help. And that agency will look at their resources and their capabilities, and they might say yes, and we never hear about it. Or they might say no and say, but we think maybe this is something that Women United could help with. So we have a grant application form that someone in the social service agency will help that woman or her child, will help that woman fill out. They will submit it to Women United's grant committee, who will review it within a very short amount of time. And they'll probably ask some questions. They will make sure that there aren't resources somewhere else, or if it's a big ticket item, they might say, well, we'd be willing to fund a certain amount of it if some matching money could come. But the grant committee makes a determination. If they say, yes, we're going to fund this, then a check will be written directly to the service provider. So in the case of the little boy who needed hearing aids, the check was written to the company who was going to provide those. Or if it's a grant to help a woman continue her education and she's got nowhere else to go, then that money would be written out directly to that provider. And that's simply how it works. So there's not a lot of red tape, but it is very carefully vetted, and hopefully we can respond really quickly, because sometimes these are very big emergencies and people need some help right away.
Well, I really do appreciate coming by here today and discussing Women United, and congratulations on 10 years. That's pretty darn cool, of making wonderful things happen in our community. Thanks for your dedication to that. Thanks for visiting with us, and we hope everybody gets out there and supports everything they possibly can to make you guys be able to reach out and make your mission go even further. I'm joined by Matt Briden, starring in The Great Gatsby at Topeka Civic Theater. How you doing, Matt?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us, of course, today, for being here with us. We have got a great show happening. Of course, the Big Read, the library did this a couple of years ago, and it was The Great Gatsby. Everybody got really excited about it. Now Topeka Civic Theater's put it on stage, and you're the guy playing Gatsby, right?
Yeah.
All right. Did you ever think you'd be playing this role?
You know, I mean, I remember reading the book in high school. I don't think I really understood it in high school. I think it was a little too, I think it was a little beyond me. I understand it better now. I'm glad I got in it because Shannon's a really good teacher. Shannon's, he's every bit as good as an English teacher if he wants to, you know, if you want to learn about the story, the characters, the motivations. But, you know, I mean, I'm kind of blonde. I'm not horrible looking, so I thought it's possible I could play Gatsby.
Well, I'll tell you that. So this production here, tell us a little bit about it. For people who are not familiar with The Great Gatsby, give us the elevator speech about this.
Okay, so The Great Gatsby is, more appropriately, the main character of The Great Gatsby is not so much Gatsby, it's a guy named Nick. And Nick comes to Gatsby's neighborhood to see his cousin Daisy. And as he falls in with the society, he starts to learn more and more about this mysterious figure who throws these big parties and nobody really knows much about him, named Jay Gatsby. And Jay Gatsby befriends him. And he doesn't really know why, and it has to do with Daisy. And I don't know, I mean, do I want to go further than that? Or?
Probably not, because
Yeah.
we don't want to give too much away for those who want to go see the show. Now, this is not a musical, but there's like dancing and all kinds of fun stuff in this.
Yeah, it's not a musical, but it is musical. You know, yeah, music is used throughout. There is a couple of dance sequences. It's used to. A big part of the play is to try to capture the 20s. So you do that with music, and you do that with the costumes, with the fashions. Try to do that with in the cadence of your voice, maybe.
Now we're running April 17th through May 2nd. It's quite a run. So what have you been doing to get ready for this run? It's a long time, long run.
Memorizing lines. It's a lot of talky. I've been doing a lot of musicals lately, and you know, you spend a lot of time rehearsing the music and the big dance numbers and all that stuff, and then you rehearse an acting scene and you do it once or twice and you go, okay, let's move on. And this is, you know, I mean, you got a lot to memorize, you got a lot to say, you got a lot to emote. So, yeah, I mean, like spending 15 minutes on a few pages or half a page of dialogue was kind of foreign after doing so many musicals, but it's been great. It's been great getting into the characters and learning so much.
Yeah, so some great stuff happening. Topeka Civic Theater, of course, you want to check out The Great Gatsby. That's April 17th to May 2nd. You can do dinner or non-dinner. They've got a great menu on here. You really want to check out the food out there as well. It makes for a wonderful evening out, whether it's for a date night or whether you just love The Great Gatsby, you want to check it out, whether you have no idea what The Great Gatsby is and you want to check it out, or whether you don't want to check it out, we want you to check it out anyway. Is that a good way to put it? Like, just go see the show. Yeah, right?
Come out and, yeah, I mean, like, it's hard to make a book into a play or a movie, so at least come out and watch us try to act our butts off to do it.
Whether your sixth grade English teacher made you read The Great Gatsby and you have something against it right now, they won't hold that against you. You'll have a wonderful time at Topeka Civic Theater.
No reading at all.
That's right. It's topekacivictheater.com. Check it out. Get those tickets. That's Matt Briden playing The Great Gatsby in The Great Gatsby. Isn't that cool to say, right? Thanks a lot for joining us, Matt.
Thanks, Chris.
Joining me here is Jamie O'Hara with Jamie's Plumbing Service. How you doing, Jamie?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself?
Great. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
We love to talk to small business owners, and you've been in business now for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you got into plumbing.
Yep.
Have you been a plumber all your
For
life?
about 16 years now.
Okay, all right. What got you into business for yourself?
Just wanted to always do it. Really, I always wanted to have my own business. So finally, the opportunity came up to me. I got my master's license and decided to get my plumbing business going.
Yeah. So, okay, what's it like in an industry like that? I'm familiar with the restaurant business, which you have to go through the hoops there.
Right.
What's it like for someone who decides, I've been doing plumbing for a while, I want to start my own service?
Well, go stopped up drains, water heater replacements, toilet replacements. I mean, just anything that customer needs, plumbing-wise.
And what about like getting yourself out there? Like, you know, when you decided to start, was that scary at all?
Yeah, it was. I was scared, but you know, it wasn't too bad because I got Yellow Pages. Had some help with Yellow Pages and Yellow Book, and so I got out into the phone book and online. So the online part really helped. You know, it kind of just. Ever since I opened up, it was like go, 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 go when I first started up. So, yeah, it's good. It's been going good.
It's one of those industries where, you know, you really do want to make sure you have working plumbing. You know, because people need you. They need you rather quickly.
Everybody needs a plumber. If you can't get to them today, it's like, oh, they're going to call somebody else.
Yeah, they're going to go down through the line.
Right.
So what's that like in that type of it? You know, because really, do you know necessarily what tomorrow's going to look like for your schedule?
Well, really,
how's that work?
I'm, you know, just being by myself. It's kind of hard to get to everybody all in the same day. But for the most part, you know, it's like lately it's been, you know, going really steadily, that, you know, scheduling my calls and going through them through the day, and you know, it's going good. You know, just keep getting the calls coming in and just try to knock them out and organize them the best that you can. You know, so, and then just let the people, you know, for the most part, some people can wait for me though. I mean, it's not, you know, some emergencies, I need you today. Try and work those in the best that I can.
Like,
you know?
my toilet is overflowing over the whole house.
Right. They need you right away. So I can break away from a job and go take care of that and then come back to that job. So
now, as far as like starting your own business and jumping into that, I always like to find out from people, what were some of the things you never could have expected?
I never would have expected that I mean, I literally got the stickers on my trailer and that day I had a job.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was like literally, I did some work online, you know, putting all my information out there, and it was literally, I got my trailer stickered and everything, and got all my tools that I needed, all my drain machines and all that on the truck, and literally I had a call that day.
That's cool.
It was cool.
A good sign of things, right?
Yeah, everybody needs a plumber, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's Jamie O'Hara with O'Hara's Plumbing, and be sure to check them out if you need anything. You know, a local business, somebody living the American dream right here and running their business. Can you count to 10 for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, let's get you in here.
10 felt a little left off.
I did. I realized that halfway through.
I thought you were going to do it like, you know, Sesame Street style.
Count to 10 for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, perfect.
Mine was way better.
Yeah, totally.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 11, 10. Or 11, 10.
That's not counting to 12. It's a good thing this isn't live television.
Oh, he's got it all recorded.
That's right.